By noon Wednesday, the fire had grown to 4 hectares in size. By 5 p.m. the same day, it had ballooned to 32 hectares in size and was displaying rank 3 and rank 4 fire behavior. But by 8 p.m., ash and some burnt embers had begun to fall on West Kelowna. In less than an hour, the fire had doubled in size and had become a wildfire of note. By 11 p.m. that night, evacuation alerts were being issued for 4,800 properties in West Kelowna and on West Bank First Nation land.
On Thursday, August 17th, we had a cold front passage pass over the fire, which led to extreme fire behavior, challenged the crews, and forced us to evacuate off the fire.
This will be a very large fire behind our community. There is some risk to the community, hence the evacuation order or alerts that have been put into place.
So the fire is growing towards the Bear Creek, Rose Valley, Traders Cove, West Side Road area, as evidenced by the evacuation orders that we are layering on kind of one at a time here.
The cold front passage caused blow-up conditions on the fire, and crews were forced to tactically evacuate off the hill down to the lower Bear Creek Forest Service Road. At that time, we tried to re-engage the fire in the neighborhoods in the valley bottom. Crews attempted to get in with heavy machinery, but were quickly challenged by aggressive fire behavior in the neighborhoods almost immediately upon getting into the neighborhoods.
By 8 p.m. Thursday evening, the fire was highly visible from the Kelowna waterfront, and by 9 p.m. it had crested the ridge and was barreling towards Rose Valley and Smith Creek. Just a couple of hours later, the fire had jumped Okanagan Lake and started burning in the Clifton Road, North and McKinley neighborhoods. Less than an hour later, RCMP were conducting tactical evacuations in the same neighborhoods. In a live interview on Castanet, Kelowna Fire Chief Travis Whitting said the call had been put out to fire departments across the Okanagan and beyond to help fight the fire, which was now burning on both sides of the lake.
A lot of resources on this fire, a lot of structural protection being put in place, and a lot of work being done to protect homes in this area.
As of 11 a.m. Friday morning, images of the destruction left by the wildfire were starting to surface, and West Kelowna Fire Chief Jason Brolin spoke at a hastily called press conference Friday morning.
It's one of the most challenging nights of firefighting in our history.
Fires can spot well in advance, up to 2 kilometers.
The Kelowna International Airport was closed Friday because BCWS air support needed the airspace around the airport, and the provincial government had declared a provincial state of emergency. On Friday afternoon, the wind shifted and started blowing the fire back towards West Kelowna. Castanet's Nick Johansson captured homes going up in flames live.
But I see, in and amongst the smoke, I've seen half a dozen, maybe 10 homes, just from my viewpoint here, that have been fully engulfed in fire.
Evacuation orders continued Friday and into the weekend. That's when heavy smoke began to blanket the central Okanagan. By the start of the next week, Monday, August 21st, 2023, the focus had shifted to helping evacuees, and Premier David Eby flew over the Okanagan wildfires.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming out this afternoon. My apologies for the delay. I say it's absolutely unacceptable that people have had to wait in their cars or have not been able to access hotel rooms. It's one of the reasons we put the emergency order in place, to make sure that hotel rooms are available for firefighters and for evacuees. We don't want people sleeping in their cars. We don't want them staying in large communal response centers. We want them to have some dignity in their moments of stress and tragedy, which is why we're doing this work.
By Friday, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had also flown over the devastation left behind by the McDougall Creek wildfire. Despite not sharing his agenda with Castanet and other local media, Trudeau did his best to calm rattled nerves.
But the one thing I can say is we are going to be there for each other. That's what Canadians do. All orders of government will be there to work together to make sure the Canadians are getting through this. That's what our job is as governments, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
Now, more than a week later, the McDougall Creek wildfire is still burning out of control. Most people have been allowed to return back to their homes, but it could be weeks, if not months, before lives here in the Okanagan begin to return to normal. Rob Gibson, Castanet News, Kelowna.